Bro, we gotta talk about that one particular scene in that Super Bowl spot for Scream 7 that they just dropped today. And it's funny because I had a dream that they released trailer 2, and then I wake up to the Super Bowl spot. So it wasn't the official second trailer, but it might be coming soon. But there was one part in the trailer that stood out to me. So remember that scene in the trailer where Sidney looks all shocked, right? And do you remember where I kept saying in these community posts that it's because Stu Macher is revealing herself, or himself, not herself, himself to Sidney Prescott in her own home? Remember when I was saying that might be the scene where we see Sid and Stu come face to face for the first time in 30 years? Well, this Super Bowl spot very well could be proving my prediction correct, although we won't know until release day because trailers can misdirect. This could be a misdirection, but in that scene in the kitchen where Sidney is lowering her gun and she looks shocked, you hear Stu's "this is gonna be fun" line, and it's placed within that exact same scene as if they're in the same room. Let's just put it that way. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I can't even talk properly in this video. But they made it seem like Stu is in the same room as her. Now, again, it could be a misdirection. But even if it is, who's to say that that's not a sign that if Stu is alive, that is them coming face to face? Maybe Stu says this is going to be fun in a completely different scene. But maybe they're trying to hint to you that Sidney and Stu, they do come face to face in Sidney's house. Every time I picture that scene, I always imagine Sidney busting in her own home, okay, trying to find her daughter, and she sees Ghostface in her house, in her kitchen, standing still. Okay, screen record this, because if this comes true, you're going to look back at this and be like, holy crap, Scream fanatic, you called it. Sidney, I'm calling it right now. She comes right in her house. She's panicking. She has her gun, looking around. She enters her kitchen. Ghostface is there, standing very still, very calm, non-threatening. Sidney's all angry, pointing the gun, ready to kill whoever's behind the mask, right? And then Sidney's going to hear this voice. She's going to hear this voice that sounds all too familiar. And thoughts are going to be going through her head like, wait a minute, is that who I think it is? No way, I killed this guy with a TV. That can't be him. But then he's going to keep talking. Stu's going to keep talking. The more he talks, the more Sidney's going to have doubts that he's actually dead. Then we're going to see a mask reveal where he unmasks himself slowly. Now, I don't know if that's when he says this is going to be fun, but he takes off his mask. And then Sidney makes that exact face, that exact shock look on her face. Like, no way. Like, when Stu unmasks himself in front of Sidney in her own house, in the kitchen, that's when Sidney's going to look like she's seen a ghost. And Stu will repeat that exact same line from 30 years ago. Surprise, Sidney. I'm telling you, that's what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong, okay? This is just a confident, bold prediction I'm putting out there on YouTube so that if it does happen, I'm going to look like a genius. But I think the signs are pointing in that direction of me actually being correct. And I think how that scene's going to play out is Stu is not in Sidney's house to kill her, right? Because Sidney could kill him by just shooting him, right? But I think what Stu is going to do, he's going to tell Sidney, if you want to find your daughter, well, one, you can't shoot me. If you shoot me, you won't find her, and she dies. So Stu is going to make Sidney play this sick, twisted game that she didn't agree to if she wants her daughter to live. I guarantee you that's what the scene is going to be like. That is my confident prediction, and it only helps that in that Super Bowl spot, as Sidney makes that face, you hear the voice and the words, "This is gonna be fun." Like, he literally says it in that tone. It's insane. It's insane that I might be validated here. Like, who knows? Maybe I'm dead wrong. Y'all might disagree with me, but I've literally always speculated that Sidney is seeing Stu in this scene. I've made so many AI like pictures of Stu standing in front of her in the kitchen, okay? I'm using this picture where it looks more accurately to Stu, because the one where Stu looks a lot taller, y'all are saying it looks nothing like him. So I'm using the one where Stu looks like, where I'm using the one where Matthew Lillard looks like Nev Campbell's height. So it's unsatisfying, but at least it has Stu's actual face. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is this Super Bowl spot telling us something? Misdirect or not, is it at least telling us that Sidney and Stu might be in the same room? Even just based off her face as well. Like and subscribe, and peace out.